So I know that you are recently launched. So Deeply is the name of the brand. You are recently launched. So what are your plans for Deeply? And then we're going to circle back to how you even got here. Obviously, that was 51 plus. We don't even know how you got here. So we're going to circle back to that, but talk a little bit about what's next for Deeply.
So right now I would call it a soft launch. The
Okay.
website deeply.life.
Mhm.
And right now we are going into manufacturing, distribution, the whole thing, the
Yep.
getting the marketing team together, about to launch our social. So we're just in a soft launch right now. Really, what I'm really good at, besides that I created this thing, is these types of conversations and connecting with women. So, like later today, I'm going to a screening of the M Factor,
Mm.
and I think that's the name of the film, and then a talk about menopause. So I've just been out there. I'm sort of
Mm.
like the CBD vagina lady. Um,
Not kind of like you are
yeah,
the CBD vagina lady. It is what it is.
and I'm always like, I don't know if you're into human design at all, um,
Mhm.
but I and Gene Keys. But basically, my mission, or apparently, is that I'm here to break boundaries. I'm here to, and I'm always like, why is the thing that I'm doing right now vaginas and cannabis? Like, higher power. What? Why is this what I'm doing? It's always got to be controversial. It's always got to be push limits.
Right.
But thankfully, I have I feel connected to the mission personally, obviously, and I think I can speak eloquently enough about it. And honestly, I really
Right.
believe that um, some traits that I bring to the table that help other women and people is honesty and authenticity. Like, that for me are real key pieces of integrity.
Right.
And this product is really not just for women, it's for women and their partners.
Mm.
So if your partners are men, this is a product for them. If your partners are women, this is a product for them. Um, and and so I'm really speaking to the world of intimacy, and
Right.
my brand is all about pleasure wellness.
Right. I love that. And so what I found is that being also in this zone of vaginas that I didn't ask for, but certainly can't figure out what else I could be doing because this is what I now feel tied to and mission driven around. You realize that you're having to create paths that never existed. And so when you talk about pleasure wellness, that's a whole new genre of the industry that you're going to have to spend a lot of time, money, and resources educating on. Because we had to do the same, right? We're like, okay, it's vaginal health, it's vulva health. And they're like, what the hell is a vulva? Women didn't even know what a vulva was. And I was like, hello? So, what you think might be basic information is going to take some time, but women need the information, and we're going to set this thing on fire so that it starts as this little spark in your brain and your heart, and then
Yeah.
it just has to reverberate, right? And so, we are committed to getting the word out and supporting you in all things deeply as we try to get our life together. You see how I did that?
It's a good word. It really, we want to love deeply, we want to connect deeply.
Mm,
It's a um I've had some amazing people on my team, and a woman that's been working with me for quite a while, Ashley Moy. She was here in my branding phase, and I was like, it's like I feel like it's like the depths of the ocean, like it's deep in the ocean, or
mm,
like aurora borealis. It's like the stars.
mm.
And she was like, deeply, deeply, and I was like, deeply, deeply.
Ooh,
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. It's all about collaboration. It's all about connection.
yep.
This is as we're saying, this is a plant medicine. I did not invent this. I am. I'm literally channeling directly from my auntie, but also from the ancestors and um, what has come before me with the utmost respect. You know,
Right, for sure.
honoring it, keeping
Yes.
it alive.
I love it. I love it. So we're going to turn the page, but thank you so much for sharing your journey and your story about Deeply because it can be it's personal. It's, what women would consider judging. They're very afraid to share their own personal stories. But what I find is that as we stay silent, we don't find solutions.
Yeah.
And so let us encourage you. I hope, ladies, that Hopi has encouraged you to start talking and telling your truths because that's how you find that you can get past them. And there are other people out here that are helping you try to get past them. But if you don't say anything, you don't get anything. And so, closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah, I had a great therapist. She couldn't keep us together, but great couples therapist.
No, so did I. Like, shout out to the couples therapist. Mine was phenomenal.
Kim
Best
Lee,
therapist I've ever had.
awesome.
Listen, and I still use her personally, but I just didn't want to do the work for the marriage anymore. And so that's not on her. You know what I
Well,
mean? Let's be
he
honest.
didn't. He didn't want to go there, but
Yeah.
but but two things. One, what she would say is name it, claim it, tame it. So that's what you
Yep.
were, you know. And I
Mm,
do have to give a shout out to my ex husband because he was really an integral part of me figuring this out.
yeah.
And he is a spiritualist himself as well, and was there when I was trying to figure this out, and was a huge part of this process, and is so happy to see me taking it and running with it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, shout
Anyway,
out to him. No,
yeah,
for being mature about it too. Like, okay, this is something you wanted to do, is something that was afflicting you and your love life, obviously. And I'm sure he probably was in a place where he felt guilty or blamed himself, maybe. How did he feel? Do you know how he felt?
um, I mean, I think that was part of the problem. He was like, "It's something with your." He's from Brazil. He's like, "It's something with your chemical. Something's wrong." You know, like he was like, "Something's wrong with you," and I'm like, "Something's,"
Oh,
you know.
and
And
you're
then,
like, F you, bro. No.
but he really did share with me remedies from Brazil. And I was
Wow.
like, whoa, they do that there? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And I just started, that's how I started kind of figuring it out. So and honestly, I have to say, what's been amazing about this project, there are women in my life who are champions, who have helped me, but the
Mm,
men have come to the table. I'm working with a chemist right now, who just is so brilliant, a young man. I mean,
right.
40. I'm working with, there's a number of men in the cannabis industry who are like, I want to help you. I want, like, and I,
Really?
because they're like, I don't want no more, I don't want my wife to go through this anymore. I don't want,
So they say they don't want no dry coochie. What they really saying?
that's basically like, she's not giving it up anymore.
Oh, yeah,
And
true.
also, this is I mean, and I know we're moving on, but just the final piece is that cannabis, menopause, and sexual wellness is a trifecta of a lot of potential financial gain. These are three hot topics that are
Cannabis, menopause, and wellness. Oh, yes, for sure. For sure. These right now are popping.
and and
Popping.
and CBD for wellness specifically. So
Right,
there's medical marijuana, there is recreational marijuana, and then there is cannabis for wellness, marijuana
right,
for wellness, right?
right,
And there's cannabis and there's marijuana and there's CBD. This is all there's hemp.
hemp.
It's a whole world, but the
Right.
world that I'm in is cannabinoids and CBD for wellness, for sexual wellness, and this intersection
Trifecta.
is like very has a lot of potential to make a lot of money, and these men see that, and they also see the potential to um, have better sex lives.
Absolutely.